What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Binks. Star Wars has a plagiarism problem. I tried to deny it for a long time, but the more I see and hear about upcoming plans, the more I'm forced to acknowledge it. I obviously don't expect this video or any amount of fan discussion about this problem to result in any meaningful change. This is just my video version of an old man yelling at a cloud.
Who's laughing now? Shut up!
Granted, this isn't high art we're talking about, it's Star Wars.
You know, it's hard for people to realize, and I'm not supposed to say this, and I wasn't supposed to say it then, but, you know, it's a film for 12-year-olds.
But as a fan, I do feel like the 12-year-old target audience should be respected with original content, which isn't what I've seen lately. I first started worrying about this all the way back in 2015 when I saw The Force Awakens, which I always kind of felt was a well-intentioned, soft reboot of Star Wars, imitating the story beats of A New Hope almost beat for beat. But I understood why they did it, and I tried to ignore it. Then in 2019, I played Jedi Fallen Order, a game with a plot that revolves around a copy of the Kyber memory crystal from the Clone Wars, which contains a list of Force-sensitive children. Not the most original premise, especially since the plot of Fallen Order resolves itself in a very similar way to the plot thread of the Kyber memory crystal. Cal Kestis destroys one, Darth Vader destroys the other.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme, every stanza kind of rhymes with the last one.
But the plot isn't really the important part of Fallen Order anyways. So I thought maybe they just needed a safe story to tell while these characters interacted with the world. And there's not really anything wrong with that. Later in 2019, I watched The Rise of Skywalker, which imitates a few of the more poignant moments from Return of the Jedi, but changes them up just enough that I almost didn't immediately notice.
Come, boy. See for yourself. From here, you will witness the final destruction of the Alliance and the end of your insignificant rebellion.
They don't have long. No one is coming to help them. And you are the one who led them here.
Be with me.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
But really, this problem came to a head for me in 2022 when I watched Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 4 is a shameless visual plagiarism of the last 30 minutes of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. From Obi-Wan approaching the Fortress Inquisitorius, to the chair that the third sister intends to torture Leia in, all the way down to the thrilling escape from purge troopers in an underwater hallway.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
I felt at the time, and I continue to think, that this goes beyond simple homage and strays a bit too far into outright mimicry. But if it was only Part 4, I could probably still have looked past it as an attempted homage that went too far. But the climax of Part 6 also attempts to recreate the most impactful moment from the Star Wars Rebels episode Twilight of the Apprentice Part 2, in such a shot-for-shot similarity that I don't believe it's possible that the creators weren't aware of it.
Ahsoka.
Anakin.
Anakin.
I won't leave you. Not this time.
Then you will die.
I'm sorry, Anakin. For all of it.
The same way, I will destroy you.
My master could never be as vile as you.
Anakin Skywalker was weak. I destroyed him.
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
So why am I talking about this now? instead of when Obi-Wan Kenobi released. Well, with the Ahsoka series releasing later this year, and Hayden Christensen confirmed to be reprising his role as either Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, or both, it seems likely, as some have speculated, that we'll be seeing another interpretation of the duel between Ahsoka and Vader on Malachor. I think this moment is so important that nothing will intentionally be changed, but the possibility of revisiting this scene yet again, marking the third time in recent Star Wars media that we've seen either this scene or, in the case of Obi-Wan Kenobi, one just like it, does bring to mind a question. Are cool moments simply not allowed to exist solely in animation or video games? While it's certainly the case that live-action Star Wars has a much larger audience than its animated series or video games, is that a good reason to constantly adapt and reimagine the best moments from those mediums into live action? Is it going to be the fate of any cool and imaginative set piece or impactful moment from a video game, cartoon, or novel to eventually be reused in live action so that it can get more eyeballs on it? Whether this sort of thing is good or bad as far as you're concerned really comes down to what kind of fan you are. Casual Star Wars fans who don't read books or comics, play video games, or watch the cartoons probably think these adapted scenes are really cool, which makes perfect sense. They've never seen them before, so the emotional impact for them is the same as it was for anyone else the first time they saw it. Hardcore fans, on the other hand, who are much more likely to watch and read more of what comes out religiously, have already seen these moments play out, sometimes multiple times, and will probably get tired of seeing the same moments recycled over and over eventually. I'm certainly finding myself in the second group more and more lately. While I can appreciate the emotional impact these moments have, and the subtle differences between them each time they're used, I'm now watching new Star Wars shows like The Mandalorian with this question burning in the back of my head. Am I about to see something that's straight up lifted from somewhere else? And while I appreciate it when references are made to Legends or some other really obscure material, I don't think shows like Rebels qualify. Rebels isn't obscure, it's just woefully underappreciated and underwatched by the adult fan demographic. But as true as that is, there'd really be no reason to watch it at all if its coolest moments were continuously flashed back to or recreated in other shows that had more viewers. As cool as some of these episodes are, they need to be left alone. Basically, I think that Lucasfilm just needs to let cool moments exist in the mediums they originated in, and if live action wants to reference them or pay homage to them, they should find a way to do that without cheapening the original art. And as much as we like to meme about Star Wars rhyming, there's a limit to how many times the same themes, plot threads, and emotional moments can be repeated almost identically in the same universe before they start to lose their impact. This diminishing of impact can be avoided completely by just coming up with original ideas, and it's so little to ask for that I still have every hope that Lucasfilm is capable of it. Thanks very much for watching. Please like this video if you like it, dislike it if you disliked it, and follow my Twitch channel where I speedrun Star Wars games every Thursday, and I'll be giving away a copy of Star Wars Jedi Survivor when it releases. And for a short review of Star Wars Jedi Battle Scars, click the video on the right side of the screen now. Goodbye, my friends, and may the Force be with you.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme,